Sean Diddy Combs once stood as one of hip-hop's most powerful moguls. A global icon, businessman, and cultural figure whose name was synonymous with success. But today, his story has taken a dramatic turn. In a federal courtroom, the man once untouchable in the world of music and fashion was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, fined $500,000, and ordered to serve 5 years of supervised release. The charges? Transporting women for prostitution. The fall of Combs is as shocking as it is tragic. For decades, he cultivated the image of a music mogul who built empires, discovered talent, and set cultural trends. But behind the fame, prosecutors say, was a darker reality, a world of exploitation and abuse. The trial began with explosive testimony. Federal investigators laid out evidence that Combs had arranged for women to be transported across state lines for prostitution. Though the jury acquitted him on the most serious charges of racketeering and sex trafficking, they found him guilty on 2 lesser counts. Still, the judge said the evidence against him was massive and justified a significant prison sentence. Combs himself admitted his crimes in court. Standing before the judge, he called his actions disgusting, shameful, and sick. For the first time, the hip-hop star who always carried himself with confidence looked vulnerable. He apologized not only to his victims but also to his children, acknowledging the pain his choices had brought them. The courtroom was divided. Prosecutors had pushed for more than 11 years behind bars, arguing that Combs' wealth and influence made his crimes even more damaging. His defense team countered that he had already been punished by spending more than a year in jail awaiting trial, urging the court to sentence him to just 14 months, effectively time served. In the end, the judge struck a middle ground. Combs will serve nearly 4 years, but because of the time he has already spent in custody since September 2024, he will receive credit toward that sentence. The moment marked one of the most dramatic downfalls in music history. For a man who once walked red carpets with presidents and celebrities, who built clothing lines and ran record labels, prison walls now await. Outside the courthouse, reactions poured in. Victims' advocates expressed relief that justice had been served, though some argued the sentence was far too lenient given the scope of the allegations. Supporters of Combs expressed heartbreak, with many pointing to his apology as a sign of remorse and a step toward redemption. But redemption will not come quickly. Beyond the prison sentence and fine, Combs will face 5 years of strict supervision after his release, a period during which every move will be watched closely. For hip-hop culture, the story is a sobering one. An artist once celebrated for breaking barriers is now remembered for crimes that broke trust. The contrast between the glamorous world he projected and the disturbing reality behind closed doors has left fans, families, and an entire industry shaken. As Combs was led away from the courtroom, his words lingered. "I am sorry to my children. I am sorry to the women. I am sorry for everything." But for the victims who lived through the pain, for the families who watched the trial unfold, and for a nation that once idolized him, those words may never be enough. Sean Diddy Combs' story now stands as a cautionary tale, a reminder that power, money, and fame cannot shield anyone from accountability. The empire he built may remain in the history of music, but his legacy will forever be stained by the crimes that brought him down. And so, the man once known simply as Diddy will trade his designer suits and red carpets for a prison uniform, learning the hard way that no one, not even a hip-hop mogul, can escape justice.